Well, hello. Thank you for joining me today, and thank you for inviting me into your world for just a few minutes. As I was sitting in my office today, I was kind of thinking about something that I just want to believe that many of us probably wrestle with. And it is that nagging voice that sits on our shoulder and it says, "You're not enough." Maybe you have a partner on the other side that says, "And you'll never be enough." It's that reminder that we get in the moments like maybe you open up your checking account and, oh, wow, I don't know how I'm going to make ends meet. Or you're struggling with the balance of life, work, family life, feeling like you're pulled in multiple directions and there's not enough of you to go around, and you just constantly feel like, I'm not enough. I'm just not enough. Um, Maybe it's because you're dealing with a mistake that you've made recently. And the reminder of past mistakes start to creep in. And you get that horrible voice that says, look, see, you aren't enough. You're not good enough. You won't be enough. And it can discourage us. But I'm reminded of a gentleman that you may have heard of. He is the Apostle Paul, who wrote a majority of our New Testament for us, planted churches all over the Roman Empire. And he gives us some wisdom here today I want to share with you. It's from 2 Corinthians chapter 3, verse 5. And here's what he says. He says, it's not that we are competent in ourselves to claim anything as coming from ourselves, but our adequacy is from God. So Paul's just kind of being honest here about this reality that he says, look, I don't have everything figured out. I don't know everything. I'm not enough. I don't have enough competence. But he says, but my competence comes from God, right? He's recognizing something that I think we all need to recognize. At the end of the day, when we feel like we're not enough, it's because we're not supposed to be enough. But God is, and God is enough in your life. In fact, the Apostle Paul also emphasizes, as he's dealing with a thorn in his flesh, he says, God's answer to me is that my grace is sufficient for you, for in your weakness I am strong. This idea that our sufficiency is supposed to be on self instead of God is a cultural thing. We have those sayings like, you got to just pull up your bootstraps and just dig in. You got to be self-sufficient. You got to do it on your own. Those are cultural ideas that aren't God's idea for us, right? He's never created us with the idea of, I want you to carry this all on your shoulders. I want you to do it on your own. No, he said, I want to be sufficient for you. I want to be your competency. I want to be enough when you are not enough. And so I don't know about you, but I needed to hear that today. Maybe you did as well. Paul wasn't trying to emphasize, hey, I want you to be passive. I want you to stop doing anything and just rely on God to do everything for you. Paul was the hardest worker of any. But what he realized is as he continued to put in effort and try his best, where he came up short, God finished. Where he wasn't enough, God was always enough. And in your life, whatever it is that you're dealing with right now, whether it is a family issue or a work issue or finance issue or relationship issue, a mistake, a failure, a past failure, a current mistake, whatever it is that you feel like it's just evidence that you're not enough, you need to recognize that, but you don't have to be enough. God is sufficient for you, and God is enough. I want you to do just two things over the next week. The first thing is this. I want you to identify one area in your life where you're putting too much pressure on yourself to be enough. Find one area, whatever it is, that you know, all right, I'm putting too much pressure on myself and I'm trying to be enough. And then I want you to do this second thing. And that is I want you to practice just one simple prayer. And the prayer kind of goes like this. God, I am not sufficient for this, but you are. So let your competence work through me. May you be enough where I am not and I fall short. And just pray that every day. Make it a pattern for the next week as you're dealing with a current pressure, current circumstance, things that are difficult for you. Just praying that. God is sufficient. God is enough. And if this has encouraged you this week, I'd encourage you to share it with somebody else who may need to hear this as well, so that they can know even when they don't feel like they're enough, God is. And may God bless you as you do.